Sorry guys, the last video for some reason just ended abruptly without me stopping it. So let me continue where it left off real quick. We're talking about how you can also plug in that last problem in the graph or in the graphing calculator. So if you remember apps, you can go down to the Polynomial app, which is the 9th one here. So I'm just gonna go down to 9th one. There you go, Polynomial 2, and you go into Polynomial Root Finder. I don't remember if I had mentioned this in a previous problem. I think I did. But this is a quadratic, so the order is 2. We're going to leave that alone, and everything else here we can leave alone as well. So we're going to hit next, which is just the graph button, and we're going to type in the A, the B, and the C. Now, in that last problem, A would be 5 because of 5x squared. B would be negative 20 because negative 20x, and the last problem doesn't have a C value. So you have to leave that as 0. So you can see I've left that as 0. And now I can solve, and I think I get the exact same answer I got on paper, which was 4 and 0. So I hit graph and solve, and I got the answer 4 and 0. All right, so you can do the graphing calculator as well. Looking at skipping number 5. Wait, where am I at? If we look at number 6, you're going to have to use the quadratic formula. There's no way around it. You're going to just have to use a quadratic formula. You can try using the calculator program just like I did here, but you're going to get some weird decimals, and unless you can turn those decimals into fractions, you're going to have a hard time. I think the quadratic formula will be pretty straightforward, though, and I would recommend that you use that. Number 7. So let's look at number 7. Now, number 7 is a word problem, and we're asked to find the highest point the ball will go. So let me give a different equation. So, I just did this in the last video, but it got, like I said, it got cut short, so you didn't see me explain it, so I got to explain it again. But let's say that my equation was not like yours. Yours is negative 8t squared plus 32t. So I changed mine to negative 16t squared plus 64t. This is the same thing as just y equals negative 16x squared plus 64x. So s is like the same thing as y, and t is like the same thing as x. And your goal, remember, is to find the maximum height of this. So what I encourage you to do, the easiest way to do this, is just type this into the calculator and look at the table to figure out, well, what the highest point was. So let me close this out, go to my calculator, and we're not going to be in this app because I'm not trying to solve for the roots here. I'm trying to find out where its maximum height is. So let's quit, and let's go to our y equals, and we can type our function in. So again, I've got a different one than yours. Yours is negative 8x squared plus 32x, but I changed the numbers just so I wouldn't give away your answer. So I've typed mine in, and you can graph it if you want, but I'm just gonna, all I need to do is look at the table. So second graph will show me the table. And if you scroll through this, you'll see exactly where the highest point was. So went from 0 to 48 to 64, and then back down to 48 and 0 again. So 64 was its highest point. And I also know when it happened. I know it happened at 2 seconds, right? Because 2 is associated with that 64. So at 2 seconds, it went its highest point, which was 64 feet. So sometimes it might ask for the seconds. Sometimes it might ask for the actual height. So make sure you read the question carefully. But it's that simple. Plug it in the calculator. Okay, you can look at the table, and the table can tell you. All right, now number 8, 9, 10, 11 are all factoring problems, so I'm going to just let you work those out. You can do them all by product and sum. Well, actually, number 9 you can do difference of squares with, but for the most part, GCF and then difference of squares. Well, actually, it looks like just by the answer choice, it's difference of squares. They don't even do the GCF. So I would just stick with plain difference of squares. So that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in chapter 7. Bye.